once you become an accredited investor, what's the best way to use that status to make money instead of being a regular retail investor? Well, the first step is you got to get your accredited investor PIN, and you'll get the secret password in the invite to the underground meeting where all the evil accredited investors hang out. Unfortunately, we can't give the password out publicly, but
the password is Elon.
Illuminati. Yeah. No, I mean, I think the most common ways are, if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, hey, I'm accredited now, ask yourself, well, what are my goals? What do I really want to do? Do I want to throw a bunch of money at startups, crypto projects, or, what are the rounds that you want to get into? And then you have to find a way to get access to those rounds. So in angel investor clubs are probably a great place to start. That's where I started. That's actually where we met almost 10 years ago.
That's right.
So that's a great place to get connected and learn. I mean, I probably watched, I don't know, 200 or 300 pitches before I made my first angel investment. So yeah, I don't know. What would you add to that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you become an accredited investor, more things open up to you. Potentially, you could invest in startups, you could invest in venture funds, hedge funds, those less regulated vehicles that are typically associated with accredited investors, even real estate deals, limited partnerships, all sorts of things. But, that gives you also a lot of ways to lose money.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful because you get excited as an accredited investor, like I probably did when I first started investing in startups, and probably invested in some that I shouldn't have.
You didn't make any bad investments, did you?
Yeah, I did for sure. Had some winners too, but yeah, you have to be careful, obviously. But a big broad swath of traditional, or I'm sorry, not traditional, but alternative investments, as they say, opens up to you. But that also opens you up to a lot of potential ways to lose money very quickly and get into very illiquid investments. So you have to be careful. So like Chris said, I highly encourage you to just kind of just test the waters by maybe joining an angel investing group that's in your area or something like that, or starting to. I think there's even venture funds that do training now for angel investors, like First Round Capital does a program, and there are a few others as well. When you get to a really elite wealth level, like when you're above, I think, probably above like 20 million or more, maybe 25 million or more, you can actually start to have relationships with some of the larger investment banks and wealth management firms like, Goldman Sachs Asset Management, Morgan Stanley's wealth management division, and they will do a lot of the work for you of getting into unique investments, not only their own funds, but also, you could potentially participate in later stage rounds of private tech companies. You could get shown access to deals like commercial real estate deals and things like that aren't available to even smaller accredited investors. So yeah, the more things open up to you, the richer you get. That's just sadly the way it is in this world.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very vocal about how it's the existing laws are kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. We can only do so much. And one other thing I wanted to say, the other asset class that's not quite as sexy as startups, but I really enjoy is managed futures funds. We talked about this, I think, last show, but basically it's another great way to hedge. So when the markets are volatile or in bear markets, they typically do well. Like year to date, I'm up over 30% on those. So that's just great. I mean, I love having that as a piece of the pie. And unfortunately, a lot of those are, minimums of 100K to $1 million to invest, and you usually have to be accredited. So, yeah, I mean, I to add on to just that question, I would just say for anybody watching this that's like, I'm not an accredited investor yet, do everything you can to get there. Mm-hmm. Because, the old saying of like the first million is the hardest to make. I believe that to be true. It was like my first million took, 25 years to get there. And then it accelerated after that, right? So that's the power of compounding.
Yeah. And there are new ways now to get the accredited investor status. Like there's some, I believe some of the series exams that you could take and pass and actually get your accredited investor status from that, and a few professional certifications as well. So they're slowly trying to expand it, but it's still something.
Still has a way to go.
Yeah.
Yep.